All right, today we're going to dive into a philosophy that is honestly a total game changer for anyone who makes anything. It doesn't matter if you're an artist, founder, or just someone trying to figure things out. This idea will completely flip how you look at your biggest challenges. It's called create in constraint. So let's start with a feeling we have all had, that terror of the blank page. Why is starting something new so scary? Well, we think it's the pressure of having, infinite options. We get stuck in this myth that we have to be a creator with a capital C, just waiting for that lightning bolt of genius. But what if that's all wrong? What if the problem isn't a lack of ideas, but a lack of limits? And this, right here, is the big twist. We're always chasing more freedom, more time, more money. But the real issue is that we're constantly fighting our limits. We see them as these chains holding us back, when really, they are the rungs on the ladder we need to start climbing. Okay, so the first major mindset shift is this one. We have to understand that creation is a verb. It's an action. It's not some identity you have to earn. It's just about the act of creating something. So, what does it actually mean to create? You can think of it like a two-step dance. The first part is just pure messy exploration. You embrace the chaos, you brainstorm, you make a total mess, and you don't judge any of it. But then comes part two, and this is where the magic really is. You sift through all that chaos, you find the little bits that actually matter, and you give them a shape, using constraints. And that brings us right to the heart of this entire philosophy, the power of constraint. It's this kind of radical idea that your limits, they aren't your enemies. They are actually the most essential ingredients for making something that truly means something. I just love how brutally honest this is. Limits are a constant. They're a feature of life, not some bug in your personal process. So you really only have two choices. You can fight them and stay stuck forever, or you can accept them as your starting point, your raw materials, and finally, start moving. Okay, so that's the big idea. But how do we actually work with these limits in the real world? Well, the key is to understand that they basically come in two flavors, the limits that are given to us and the ones we choose for ourselves. So on one side, you've got given constraints. This is just the hand you're dealt. It's the reality of your situation that you probably can't change. And on the other side, you have chosen constraints. These are the rules you intentionally set for yourself to focus your creative energy. Getting the difference between these two, well, that's the key to taking back control. Let's talk about those given limits first. We all have a limited amount of time. We all have a finite amount of energy and attention, and we all have a budget, right? Even if that budget is $0. Now, these aren't excuses to give up. They are inputs. A tiny budget just forces you to be clever, not expensive. A short attention span, well, that just means you should design short, focused work sessions. Now this is where you get to be the architect of your own project. Chosen constraints are the rules you add on purpose. Maybe you decide every video has to be under a minute, or you'll only use a palette of 3 specific colors, or you'll only write 500 words a day. See, these aren't punishments. They are powerful design tools that give your work focus, a unique flavor, and a style that people can recognize. Okay, so the theory sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Well, this philosophy gives us a super practical, repeatable process that puts it all into action. It's called the creative cycle. The whole point of this cycle is to destroy creative paralysis. It's a system you can actually rely on, a loop that takes all those messy, chaotic ideas swirling in your head and reliably turns them into something finished, something clear, something that's ready to go out into the world. Let's walk through the 6 steps. First, you just explore. This is pure playtime. Then you get real. You acknowledge your given limits, and you choose your own rules. Once you have those boundaries, you can finally shape the work. Now, the next 2 steps are absolutely crucial, and they're the ones people always skip. You have to let reality respond, put it out there, and then you have to own the results and adjust based on what you learn. It's a complete circle, from chaos all the way to learning. And this chart here just pulls it all together so nicely. Look at the balance. The cycle starts with pure creativity. Then, in the middle, you apply your constraints. After that comes the moment of truth. Your work collides with reality. And finally, and this is the best part, it all feeds back into your agency, your power to learn from what happened, adjust your approach, and start the whole cycle over again, only smarter this time. So what's the ultimate takeaway from all this?
It's a total reframe of what it means to be creative. You have to stop seeing your limits as these annoying things that hold you back. You have to start seeing them for what they really are, your most powerful tools. This line is just so powerful. Think about it. Raw ideas are cheap, right? That chaotic, messy creativity is really just noise until it's willing to be focused, to be shaped by some kind of structure. That structure is what gives it a form that other people can understand and find valuable. But, and this is so important, here's the other side of that coin. Structure just for the sake of structure, that's not helpful, that's just a prison. The rules you choose, the constraints you put in place, they have to serve the meaning you're trying to communicate. Their job is to amplify your message, not strangle it. When you zoom out, this is about way more than just making art or launching a product. It's a blueprint for living a life where you feel in control. You build a life you're actually proud of by making things, learning what happens when they hit the real world, owning the outcome, and then just doing it all over again. Make, learn, own, repeat. So forget about waiting for the perfect conditions. Forget waiting for unlimited time and money. It's never going to happen. Start right where you are with exactly what you have. I'll leave you with this challenge. For the very next thing you decide to make, what is the one single constraint you will choose on purpose to force yourself to be more creative?